Hey, it's Sharon Sheldon here from Business Content PLR, and in this video I'm going to give you a peek inside the product folder for verbal communication skills. This is one of our white label training programs, and there's a lot in here. So rather than just looking at the screenshots that are further down the page, I thought some people might want to actually get a peek inside the folder. So I'm going to start out at the very top level where you can see that the materials are divided into three folders: Facilitator Materials, Participant Materials, and Promotion Materials. The participant materials are everything that you would give to the people taking the course. So whether you're delivering it by classroom or webinar or video or self-study, this is what they're going to need. Facilitator materials are the things that you will need to actually teach the course, again, whether it's classroom, webinar, video. And promotion materials are what they say, which is to help you sell the course. So if we start with the participant materials, I'll open that folder, and the core of this is the course book itself. I give you these in both Microsoft Office 2010 and the 97 to 2003, the older one, because the 2010 you can do so much more with. There's smart art and other different formatting things that make it very versatile. So let's just open that up quickly, and you can see there's a table of contents. It's all nicely formatted. That's highlighted in the footer that you need to put in your company name and your website, and then everything's divided up by different chapters with a learning activity after each one. And the learning activities will need the workbook for people to actually complete them. So they're going to get a workbook with a place to fill in their notes for each of the activities in the book. Also all formatted and ready to print and hand out or complete online. They're also going to get an infographic, which you'll need to either give to them as a JPEG or actually edit. There it's in PowerPoint. You can change the wording, you can print it out as a poster, or just share it on different sharing sites to help promote the course as well. But it's a good reminder of all the different communication skills and the importance of the different essential ones like listening and asking questions. So that's everything in the participant materials. Let's go back up now to the facilitator materials. And the core one here is the slideshow, because this is what you're going to need to actually record video, present in a class, give webinars, etc. And I'm going to open this up so you can take a look. Here, first let me just show you some of the things in here. There are some animated graphics, and there are some rules on these. You cannot extract them and use them in other presentations, but they're pretty cool if you're actually using animation and creating video. But let's open that up, and I'll show you that there are actually speaker notes on each one of the slides that give you some instructions in italics as the person actually delivering the course. And then there's also things on what to say, and we've taken these from the course book itself so that people won't have to take notes on what you're saying. And you've got it all in there as well as your own script, and just edit it the way you want. There's also the learning activities put into the slides along with the question slide to remind you to ask questions, debrief after the learning activities so that you can actually find out how people did, share, learn from it, everybody learn from each other. And there are the instructions for the different learning activities. Some of these can be done right on the spot, and some are really best done for people on their own in between. So it's best as a webinar series if you're doing it that way. In a classroom, you can just take extra time. For example, let me move down here a little bit. There's a whole section on essential communication skills, most of which I think can be done actually on the spot. But then there's a section on, let's see, there's communicating in difficult situations, and then there's a whole section on communicating using multimedia. So people need to actually practice the skills. So the first one would be speaking on something like a podcast. And the best way to do that is to record yourself and listen and see where you need to improve. So that's what the learning activity is going to be. They need to actually record themselves. In a classroom, as the note says, you can just allow extra time and people can record each other and then share feedback. But if you're doing it via something like a webinar, they're going to need time in between to actually do the activity, and then you could come back on the next webinar and people can share their experiences with that. So it really is done best as a webinar series. Let's close that up. Oh, one other thing on this before I close it up is it's very easy to change the design on any of these slides. So if you don't like the one that's here, you have a branded one of your own you like to use, just go into design. You can pick some of the built-in ones, or you can browse, and there are more built-in ones here, or you can browse for themes. So if you have one already from another presentation that you want to use, just click on Browse for Themes. You'll open up your document library, and then just find a theme that you want to use, click on it, and it'll say Office Themes and Theme Documents. You can just click Apply, and that'll get applied to the presentation that you're using. Some of the text might look a little funny because the placement was meant for the other theme, but you can go in and change that. I'm going to undo it because I like the theme that we put on it already. Let's close that out and go back up, and let's look at what some of the other facilitator materials are. You'll get a course evaluation form, and that's something that you can hand out after a course so you can get some feedback and do some improving on the actual product and the course. You'll get a course overview, and this is a mind map that we've given you in FreeMind. It's a free software you can download, and I'll just open that. Here it is. I have it zoomed out a bit so you can see the whole thing, but you can also zoom that in and then scroll around so you get a good view of what's in there, and you can expand and contract things. So let's close that up. The facilitator guide is going to give you everything you need for also teaching the course. Let me open that up, and you can see that there's some instructions up front. There's a table of contents. You'll get a course overview, a detailed description of who a sample audience would be, your learning objectives, delivery options, materials you'll need, estimated timing, which of course is going to be different depending on how you're delivering it. Self-study is going to have different timing. Skills and knowledge you need, some links to tutorials that might help you with customizing the content or repurposing it, some suggested resources, and then you'll get all the slides and speaker notes, which are great if you want to actually record this as a video, recording the audio first and then inserting it into the slides to record as video. Or if you're in a classroom, you're going to be pointing and clicking at the slides. You're not going to want to actually read the speaker notes, so you'll have it all there in front of you and you can take some notes on that. So that's the facilitator guide. Now there's also some other tips in here on how to use the program itself, the whole course. So we have tips for using white label content, what you need to do, step 1, and then step 2, and step 3, ideas for actually customizing it. And there's also a list of some top ways for delivering the actual content. So there's what you'll get, and then there's how to decide which delivery method is best, and then some tips on each one of the different ones. That's it on the facilitator materials. So let's take a quick look at the promotion materials now, and this is the last section. You'll get a big giveaway, which is 100 tips on communication. Let me open that, and you'll see it's divided into 10 topic areas, and there's 10 tips in each one. And you can do a lot more than this than as a giveaway. You could create articles out of these. You could even create slideshows. So you could create 10 slideshows with a tip on each one. Or of course you can use it as a giveaway to build your list and promote the course. And we've given you the e-covers in there as well, so you can just edit them or put them onto different pages. And we have given you also a squeeze page that you can use for giving away that report. You can see you can just insert your code. Let's close that. And we've put the text into a Word document, so if you use WordPress, it's much easier to just take it from here, from the Word document, and put it into a WordPress page. There's some follow-up emails in there to follow up on the giveaway, so we just put a few in here, and you can customize them however you want. You could also use the blog posts that we give you to create more emails, or you could use them as blog posts. There's 5 in there as well. We give you the e-covers, so in a variety of different formats. Again, you can use these on sales page or for other promotion. Quote images, there are about 20 in there, I think, and you can share these on social media or in other places as well, or put them on your blog. We've given you the quotes and more in a Word document, so you can create your own quote images using all these different quotes. There are tweets as well for promotion, and these are great because we put them into a spreadsheet and you'll get a place to actually count the characters. So if you make any edits to these, it'll automatically show you how many characters you're at, so you can keep it under that amount that Twitter allows. And finally, there is a sales page as well that you can use as a template or as the basis for creating your own. And it's all laid out for you. You can use this, edit it however you want, or you can again take the text and use it as the basis for some other sales page template that you're using, like WordPress. And that's everything. Let me know if you have any questions at all, and again, there are screenshots of all of this if you scroll further down the page.